Thanks again for being here to accept this interview with Cryptonomist. My first question is about your partnership with the Societe Generale in France, because this is the biggest news you announced recently, so I'm very curious to know more about it.
Sure. I think the important part or thing when we look currently on the crypto landscape and digital asset landscape across Europe is that banks are suddenly moving into that space. Why? Because MiCA, the upcoming regulatory framework for European crypto companies, but also banks, when it comes to crypto assets, gives clarity and clear guidance for banks and other financial institutions how to deal with crypto and digital assets in general. Therefore, and I think that was the essence also when regarding the partnership between Bitpanda and also Societe Generale SG Forge, their digital asset subsidiary, that such a large banking group from France now moving into that space, already being with their subsidiary there for a couple of years, but now being quite active in that. And we as Bitpanda are partnering always with the market leaders in each of our markets. And we did that in Germany with Deutsche Bank, for example, and now we do it with Societe Generale and its subsidiary SG Forge.
And you're also doing the opposite. I mean, from crypto exchange, you also offering stocks and commodities now. So how do you see this diversification impacting your user base and your growth strategy? And also, what's the difference between Bitpanda and the other platforms who offer stock and commodities?
Sure. I think one thing to be clear is Bitpanda, we are not a stockbroker or a classic traditional equities brokerage company. What we are is a crypto native crypto platform. However, what we've seen and learned out of the asset class of crypto is that retail investors value three characteristics very much, which crypto can offer them. First, it's fractionalization. You can buy already a fraction with starting with €1 of Bitcoin, for example. The second is the transferability. You can transfer that fraction of a Bitcoin across the world anytime. And the third one is tradability, meaning availability. So 24/7 and not Monday to Friday from 9 to 5. So for us, when we were looking into what other asset classes would be interesting for end customers to get the same characteristics in, we thought, okay, we pilot that and tokenize assets out of the traditional world, for example, equities or ETFs, to exactly make it also tradable fractional and 24/7 to our end customers. And this is actually what we offer on our platform, because we believe we are a full digital assets platform where you can have crypto as an asset class, tokenized assets, and also traditional asset classes in a modern way.
And you mentioned MiCA before. What are the other challenges and opportunities you've seen since this news about MiCA?
Sure. I think MiCA is a first step. It's not the end game. And it's a start of regulatory clarity across Europe when it comes to regulation for crypto and digital assets within the financial service industry. There are two dimensions. One is global. I believe we will see similar regulatory frameworks across other markets and countries. For example, in the UAE, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, they introduced a similar framework based on the European one already. And we'll see that also in other areas. The other one is in Europe. It's a first step, and there will be for sure iterations and additional regulatory requirements along the way based on the MiCA framework. So I think it's a good starting point. It's the first time that regulatory clarity drives innovation for the European market, and in that case for blockchain technology. Nevertheless, we will definitely see still a lot of movement over the next couple of years.
And can you share any insight of the security protocols you use to safeguard your user assets?
I think the most important one is that we're huge believers of to store our assets fully cold. That's industry standard. We do that since more than 10 years. So the topic of safety, security is very, very important for us. We work together with all different types of companies and auditors. Our own auditor also auditing our funds and our storage on a regular basis. We have several security procedures, and we for sure stick to market standards in that regards. I think you can understand that due to confidentiality reasons, sharing more than that is not possible. Nevertheless, I think the main point is we are the most regulated European platform across Europe. When it comes to crypto, we're licensed by BaFin in Germany, we're licensed by the FMA in Austria, and we get also from them audited on a regular basis. So I think that gives our customers always a very high degree of trust when it comes to Bitpanda.
And what do you think about this trend, we can say, about a real world asset and the fact that a lot of platforms are trying to launch their own stable coins?
So from a stablecoin perspective, I think stablecoins in general are very, very important for the whole industry. Why? Because in the end, it's a digital way of fiat money, which can be used to have instant settlement, for example, or interact on-chain. So we have seen that already with USDC and other US dollar-backed stablecoins, and now see also with the relevant Euro ones, EuroC, EuroCV, and others, that Euro-backed stablecoins are on the rise, and especially for on-chain activity are super important. And we are not just followers of that, we're big fans, and that's also the reason why we partnered up with a couple of these to make them accessible for our customers.
And with the rise of DeFi and non-custodial solution, how does Bitpanda wants to position itself within this broader crypto ecosystem?
For us, it's clear. We are Europe's market leader when it comes to crypto, as being not just 10 years there, but also being the largest and most regulated European crypto platform. We are market leader in our home markets with our own retail business in Germany, Austria, Switzerland, and other markets around it, with our bitpanda.com platform. However, we also believe in partnerships. That's why we partner up with the leading banks across Europe, like Societe Generale, like Deutsche Bank, like others in other markets, to bring crypto to their end customers.
And there are new products or services that user can expect from Bitpanda in the near future. How do you stay competitive?
I think for us, it's important to, as you said, have this whole story of on-chain long-term. We believe that also other asset classes out of the traditional world are moving on-chain, and therefore handling them, interacting with them will be crucial. And for us, it's always about regulatory clarity, safety, trust for our end customers, and the highest degree of convenience. So for us, it's really about how can we enable our customers to interact on-chain as easy as possible. And this is what we did so far with our platform and our technology. And this is also where we really invest a lot to develop it further for the future.
And for sure, it's another trend of the latest period. What is your opinion about the AI and the interaction it can have with the crypto trading, for example?
I think AI is something which really will completely change our society and how we interact across it. Nevertheless, we're not there yet. I think the next couple of years will be super, super interesting and promising, but also very hard for a lot of people to really cope with the trend. Nevertheless, in the financial service industry, and especially when it comes to the crypto industry, there are two main use cases as of today for AI. One is internally process automation efficiency. The other one is customer interaction to just enable customers to have a real conversation, text-based, to somehow get more information, get data, get insights, get research on the journey on to decide what should they buy and when.
And last but not least, it's a question that I have to ask you, that we always ask to everyone we interview. So what's your forecast about Bitcoin price in the next decade?
I mean, where the price will go, we will see. I'm a huge believer that the adoption of blockchain technology is not just a trend, but it's definitely happening. And you see that, for example, with regulation, which suddenly is based on that, with use cases of large companies, with suddenly entertainment companies around the globe and gaming companies moving into the space of Web3. So therefore, the whole technology will get more adopted, and therefore also crypto and crypto assets based on the technology will also benefit very, very much for that. So I look into a very bright future for crypto and digital assets in general, and this I'm pretty sure will also be reflected in the prices, but we'll see.
Thank you so much, Lucas, for your time again. And thanks for everyone for watching this interview.
Thank you very much for having me.